I haven't been on for a while. I just wanted to say I've been having a heart-to-heart with one of my best homeschool moms ever, texting, and I just wanted to share this with y'all right quick. Sometimes we may have, or I should say our children that we are homeschooling may not be that perfect student that catches on to certain skills right away, or even maybe they did but they may have forgotten it or haven't mastered it. But in our case, I'm speaking about my son and his math. But with all of that being said, I was inspired by a video I had just seen on YouTube about something, which I'm praying that this is the answer to what I've been asking the Lord for my son. But besides all that, what I wanted to say is sometimes as homeschool moms, we have to learn, or I should say continue to pray and ask God for help to help us in things that we find that is impossible for ourselves to do, because we just can't do it. We don't have the understanding or the knowledge or the wisdom for that particular subject or topic. So, we have to ask God for understanding. And sometimes it'll come quickly, and maybe it might not come for years. But I feel sometimes that it's hard to talk to other moms, homeschool moms, because some people, their kids may not have that issue, and it's been a lot easier for them to learn certain skills and continue moving forward, whether it be that they've been starting from the get homeschooling and the mom knew what to do, and because of her knowing, she had good fundamental things done from the get. Or maybe like myself, in our case, my son got out of public charter school in like around 5th grade with a lot of trouble in certain subjects. But I'm not trying to blame them. I'm not trying to blame myself, even though at times that's what you end up doing. All I want to do is encourage y'all that even though I literally do not see an answer right now, like per se, I think I do see the answer. But what I mean is like the finished product, I want to say product, because my son ain't no product, but I'm saying the finished masterpiece. Well, how the Lord wants for, what it is he wants for us to do with this, with my son. I want to encourage you mothers that may be out there, that sometimes you're seeing somebody's other children who progress and they do so well, and they this and they that, and they seem all these accolades, and they're graduates of this college, and they got this and they got that, and that's all good. I'm not trying to sound like, that's not a good thing to have. It is. God blesses people. Certain people have certain, but sometimes it may be harder or more difficult for other kids to get to that level. And who knows, they may not have to get to that level. But the issue is on the fundamental things that kids need to know. A lot of times things may not be still there, like grasped properly yet. And it's okay for parents, even if you are in high school, okay? If you have to step back and say, you know what, we gotta go over some stuff again. We need to go back it up some. Who cares what anybody's gonna say? Your child does not have to graduate by the time they're 18. They just have to graduate knowing they can function in society, can take care of their bills, know what to do when they're, in everyday life. Because this isn't just about college and, all this other stuff. This is about your everyday living, okay? So sometimes some kids, they don't have this everyday living lesson. They got all this stuff in their books, but then when it comes out to the real world, they don't know what to do. What are you gonna do when you got some trickster trying to steal your money because they're trying to fool you with at the register saying, oh, because this happened to me. I'm just saying, they give you money, they put it on the table, on the counter, and then they take it away real quick, and then they say, no, I gave you the $20, and you're like, no, you did not. And then you have this whole big drama. All these things, although it sounds kind of silly that I'm mentioning that's called the school of hard knocks, okay? And I don't care how smart some of these kids are. A lot of these kids do not know what it is to live amongst people. Unfortunately, like the Bible says, Jacob was a trickster. That was a deceiving, and it amazes me sometimes the people and the things that people do. It just amazes me. It's just because I can't fathom to do that to someone. That does not mean somebody is not going to do it to you. So all I'm saying is, back to the math. I don't know why I went down that rabbit trail, but whatevs. It's okay for us mothers who are trying to teach the kids, especially when the kids are older. They're not trying to have one-on-ones with their mamas anymore. You know what I mean? And, it's hard to try at times. I find for myself, I should say, that it's hard to convey the message that you may need some help in this. You may have to go back. And the truth of the matter is, we are not to be comparing ourselves with other people. And at times I fall into that, because I'll be like, man, what, this kid's doing this kid. And you know what? But that kid isn't my kid. You know what I mean? And I only have one now. There's other people that are homeschooling 5 kids, 10 kids, 8 kids, 7 kids. And I know that's hard. I don't know. And my granddaughters are going to be homeschooled. And my grandson will be. And the new baby that's coming soon. But, it's like all these different challenges that we have. And I just want to encourage you mothers that even if there's something that your kid at this time is maybe not fluent in or fluid, and I'm talking about subjects, okay, that they may need to review, they may need to go back. You know what? Go and do it. Who cares if it may take another 6 months for them to finish high school? Who cares? It's better for us to do what is best for the student, for our child, than to worry about, well, we're not going to graduate on time this year, or he's not going to. Who cares? Or she's not. Who cares? You know what I mean? So I just wanted to put this out there, because I feel like this is something that has really it's just something that I see sometimes in the homeschooling community, that sometimes people have air about themselves with their children being so super awesome, and a lot of kids are not in that position, are not in that thing. And I'm not, like I said, it's not about being jealous, it's not about being whatever. No, it's just, we have to, as parents, be wise, see what is good for our kids, and see that, you know what, that's good, your kids are doing that, your kids are able to do that, that's wonderful. But maybe, my kid or my child may not go through those same steps, may not use the same book you use, may not do the same kind of practice problems that you do, may not even do math the way you do. It doesn't matter, as long as they get through what concepts they have to learn so they can graduate, period. I'm not even concerned with SATs and PSATs. I'm not concerned with none of that, because I think that the route of going to a community college is a very wise route for a lot of people, not just because, you're super smart, you have to go to a 4-year college. No, we're talking about money that you can save by going to community colleges and getting those 2 years out, and you could probably be working, your child could be working, paying off the classes, and not be in debt, because that'll be the best gift you'll give your kids and yourself, a debt-free life. Because we got doctors from 30 years ago that are still paying off school loans. We don't want that mess. So anyway, I'm talking about a whole bunch of stuff. But be encouraged, my homeschool moms. I know that there's a lot of, sometimes you may feel, I don't even want to say oppressed, that's not the word, but you may feel like, I don't know, just, I don't know, like you're not doing the right thing, or oh, my son's this or my daughter's that, and others are doing this. And you know what? Really, in reality, our sons and our daughters are not other people's kids. They are our kids. We got to figure out where they're at and try to help them to move forward so that they can be able to handle life in society. And I'm Christian. I'm going to say it through a biblical perspective, not how the world functions, because the world is a hot mess. And we need children that know who God is, that can hear the voice of the Lord, and can minister and be good stewards, mathematically speaking, and with everything. You know what I mean? Good stewards with money, good stewards with their time, good stewards, because sometimes people, it's not the classes and it's not the school and the degree that your kids get. My concern, and the greatest concern for my son and my daughters, for my family, is for salvation above all things. Because what does it help a man to gain the whole entire world? Accolades, degrees, money, this and that, and they lose their soul. So when you put that into the eternal perspective about mathematics and fundamentals, that's the most important. To be saved and to tell others to get saved, because Jesus is coming soon. I thank you guys. I hope you're encouraged, and leave a comment below. See what you think about it. God bless you. Bye.